The Olight X7R, R for rechargeable, Marauder. This is the brightest light I have ever reviewed, 12,000 lumens. Incidentally, the previously most brightest light I have ever reviewed at 9,000 lumens was the previous version of this light, the X7. This one trumps that, 33% brighter at 12,000 lumens. I thought 9,000 lumens was crazy, and I went a little goo-goo in that one. 12,000 lumens. The technology that they're getting with these lights is just insane with how bright you can get in a handheld, effectively a searchlight. Anyway, crazy. This light, it's not cheap, it's $279, but if you have the need for something this bright, for a searchlight, for a search and rescue, for some camping, it's not something you're going to carry around on your waist because it's not smaller light. But if you have the need for something this bright, it's a great option. Something to keep in your car if you're going to car camp. Lots of options for it. But let me just show you the box here. Standard Olight packaging, always very attractive and functional. On the outside here, X7R Marauder rechargeable. Has some of the highlights here. It'll go for 30 days on the 10 lumen moonlight mode. Throws 380 meters, IPX7 rated. And there are 3 XHP LEDs that will throw, did I mention, 12,000 lumens. On the sides here, applications, police, rescue, farming, crowd, and in the cave. Plenty of options. On the back here, some general stuff. Has the brightnesses and run times, which we'll get to in a little bit, and then just some general information. 12,000 lumens. USB Type-C, new charger for this, and anyway, some other stuff. So let's get to the light itself. Opening the packaging on the side here, kind of fancy little magnetic opening. Comes up in there, and there's the light. Little note here, on the head of the light will be a little protective coating. Make sure you take that off because this light gets darn hot at 12,000 lumens and you don't want to melt it. So take that little protective film off. In the box here is the light. There's a little pull tab here because it's kind of down in there. We'll get that out, and then there's the box of accessories over here. If I can get that out, maybe. Maybe not. There we go. All right, I'll come back. Let's look at the accessories first. Of course, the instructions. I recommend reading this. I mean, I'm going to go over the stuff, but this light has so many functions. I would read the instructions. There's a belt case on the back here, hook and loop there. You can put that over your belt, and then there's a D-ring here if you want to use it that way. The light goes in here, and you could carry it that way if you so choose. Again, it's not very light, so putting this on your waist, it's not something you want to carry around for an 80-mile hike, but again, in the right use, the right circumstances, search and rescue, things like that, this would be a great light to have on your waist. Some other stuff that comes with, USB cable and the charger. This light, again, it's kind of interesting. A few other things here. Comes with a lanyard. This lanyard is a little bit more interesting than the typical lanyard. It's not just the standard loop. This one is a little bit nicer quality. And you can loop that through there. Also interesting in this light, so it comes with a charger. What's the voltage on this? 5 volt, 4 amps. And it is USB Type-C. There you go, USB Type-C. Phones are starting to go to these days from the micro USB. And the upside of this is that it can charge 3 times faster than the old school micro USB chargers. So you plug it in, plug it into the wall. I mean, you can use any charger, but it's nice that it comes. A lot of lights will just come, if they're the charging lights, they'll come with just the cable. This one is nice because it comes with the whole charger and everything. So that is nice. All right, onto the light. This light, as I mentioned before, it's not a small light. It's not a light light. Weight-wise, I think it's 23 ounces with the batteries. And the interesting thing about this is it's only with the batteries. There's no empty weight because the batteries for 18650s are built into this. You cannot open it up. The way you charge the light, on the back here, there is this little charging port that is hidden by twisting it. Twisting it, it opens up. You put in a USB-C there. And then it will start charging. And it might be hard to see in the video here, but there is a red light here, blue or green, I forget which one, when it's fully charged, but that way you know it's charging. You take that out and then you seal it up by just twisting the back here. That's kind of pretty fancy. Look at that. That's cool. Moving forward, there is the lanyard hole. This light, they've put so many little touches into this light. From this, the lanyard hole, some people don't use lanyards. So when you don't use the lanyard is hidden. But if you're going to use it, you just pull this little blue anodized piece out and you fit the lanyard through there, but when you're not using it, it disappears back into the light. Nice touch. They've thought of a lot of things with this light. Some grips here, some spots for your fingers, and then the heat sink up here. This light does get pretty warm, especially when you're doing it up in that 9,000 and 12,000 range. So the heat sinks are useful. And then the side button here, and then up into the head. Some other interesting things about this light. So there's the 3 LEDs there. They're kind of not that deep, so it's a good mixture of both flood and throw. I'll take it outside and show it to you. Orange peel reflector. More commonly lately, Olight is adding these nice blue touches to their light. So the blue anodizing there, blue anodizing around the button there, on the lanyard hole, and back there. So nice little touches. Another interesting feature about this light right here is that it has a proximity sensor, and a motion sensor. And because this light is so bright and it gets so warm, when you get the light near something, if it's on that 9,000 or 12,000 lumens, it will dim down. I've never seen a flashlight with a proximity sensor or a motion sensor. The other interesting thing that this light does is when you pick it up and you start moving it around, the button here starts kind of strobing so you can find it at night. It's just a lot of little touches that they've thrown into this light. Let's look at the user interface and some of the run times now. I turn the lights off and I'm going to bring the box in here just so you can refer to some of these numbers up here as I'm talking about them. It has a moonlight mode, and the way you get to the moonlight mode is you just hold it down and it comes on. That's 10 lumens, and it will do that for a whopping 30 days. When it's off, you can also lock it out by holding it down for a couple seconds. It will go on and then back off, and now it's locked out. You can see that. To get it out of the lock, you just hold it down, comes on, flashes, and now it is out of the locked out mode. From that 10 lumens, you then just get to the different brightnesses by holding it down, and it will ramp through the brightnesses. Going through the rest of the brightnesses, 10 lumens for 30 days, and then you just move between them by holding the button down. 10 lumens, 500 lumens for 14 hours, 1,000 lumens for 6 hours, 3,000 lumens for 2 hours and 10 minutes, and then to get into the 2 turbo modes, you double click this. 7,000 lumens for 12 minutes, and then after 12 minutes, it will ramp down to 3,000 lumens for an hour and 50 minutes, and then double click again. 12,000 lumens. It will do this for 3 minutes, and then it will ramp down to that 3,000 lumens, and it will do that for another 2 hours. Focus. Apparently I blew the camera out with the insane brightness. And it does start getting pretty warm. After a while, the light gets warm up here, the handle gets a little bit warm. So you don't want to use, I mean, you don't have that much of a need for 12,000 lumens for that long, so it probably shouldn't be a big deal. And then triple click, there is a strobe. And back off. It does have mode memory. It will remember all of them. It will remember the high, that 3,000 lumens for 10 minutes, and then it will go back to the lower modes. Showing you the proximity sensor now. So here it is on 12,000 lumens. I put it up against my hand, which is really bright, really warm. And then you see that? It goes right down. Senses that my hand is there. When I take my hand away, it goes back up. Again, I've never seen a flashlight with a proximity sensor. And the handy thing about this is because it's so bright, it gets really warm. So if you have it near something, I mean, if you're gonna light up something this bright, you don't need 12,000 lumens on that. So it'll ramp down to, I'm not sure what the brightness is, down pretty low. I'd say down in that, I don't know, 100 lumen, couple hundred lumen range. So again, fancy feature of this light. You're paying a lot for it, but you're getting a lot for your money. Let's take it outside and show you just how bright this thing actually is. All right, let's give you an idea out here. It's starting to rain, a little bit of lightning happening, but let's have a look. So there is that 10 lumens. Moonlight mode, as it were. Can't really see a whole lot here, but ramping up. Low, medium, high. There is 3,000 lumens. Now going up into the turbos, 9,000 and 12,000. You can see that house across the street just completely lit up. Looking down the way, I mean, it is that's probably kind of 3 houses down, 2-3 houses down. And let me just go for a walk and show you. It is starting to get warm at this 12,000 lumen brightness. The strobe, there's that. Comes back onto the 3,000, 9,000, and 12,000. Again, it's kind of a good mixture of, it's a little bit more flood than throw, but still plenty of distance. So that's about it for the Olight X7R Marauder. This is, as I mentioned throughout the video, one amazing light. It's not cheap, it's not light, it's not something you want to carry around every day, but for its intended purpose, it is an amazing light. And the amount of things that they've thought of, they put into this light that I've never seen on other lights before, from the little hidden lanyard loop to the proximity sensor on a flashlight, crazy. So check this one out, another awesome light from Olight, the X7R Marauder.